Welcome back here at our 2025 Varsity Sports Nation Baseball and Softball Media Day. And today we're joined here by Real Life Academy with Coach George Vasquez.
Thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here, and what a beautiful day, and it's just an amazing time here to celebrate baseball here in Central Florida. So we're so thankful to be here.
Absolutely. So, Coach, you want to take us through kind of the three players you brought with you today?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I just want to thank God, our Lord and Savior Jesus. He's really given us the opportunity to come together as a team, and it's really held us together. And we have three amazing young men here, starting out with Gavin Rose. He's our junior star pitcher. He's our number one pitcher. Then our captain, Isaiah Navarro. He's a senior and phenomenal young man as well. And then a real special freshman, so Victor Vasquez. And there's a little bit of a relationship there. But, yeah, he's our third baseman. And like I said, we got a real special team, and we're excited for this year.
So you kind of brought together three guys that are really different in every single way. You got a senior, you got a freshman, and also just having that ability to, and I want to really dive deeper into Isaiah being the captain of the team. What does that mean from your perspective of being a captain here in real life?
That's a good question. Jeez, man. Ever since I was always kind of a smaller guy, I've always kind of been like I look up to the bigger guy, and I've always kind of felt like I was behind the scenes working the hardest I could to try to catch up to everyone. And then one day, the curtain lifted and I was there. I became the leader. From one night to the next, I went from this kid that was no one knew to now a leader of my school, a leader of the team. I like to say that I want to become strong enough to pave the hard road to make it easy for the ones to walk behind me. So being a leader, I look at a lot of the younger kids and I see myself in them. And I want to help them get to where they need to go, because I've had a lot of my hardships, and I know it's not going to be easy for them either. And I want to, bestow them some wisdom I have of myself, what I've learned. And being the captain now allows me to do that. So I'm very thankful.
And being the captain here, and I'll start with you first and go over to your coach. Being a captain, there's no easy feeling with that. You have a lot of responsibilities you have to do. A lot of guys look up to you. You're on and off the field 110% every single play. What does that kind of mean to you now that you're in this role, ready for your senior year?
Jeez, man. I've been dreading this year. I did not want to be a senior. It's a lot. It's a lot. Especially college coming up real soon. Being the leader. I try not to show it. I do my best to keep a poker face, but it's extremely difficult, because I have to be the one to run those extra laps, to put the team to make sure they run those extra laps when I don't want to, when my feet are hurting, when my legs feel like giving out, when my arm doesn't want to throw hard anymore. And then even off the field, we'll have a good practice, and I'll go. I work at a batting cage, so I get double play batting cages in Claremont, Florida. I work there, and I get free accessibility to everything. So I'll do another 2 hours, another 3 hours of agility drills, working off the tee, plyo balls, just getting my arms stronger, even when I don't want to. So being a senior this year is a lot. It's a big weight on my shoulders. It's scary. It's definitely scary. It's a big hump to get over, because, all eyes are on you. All eyes are on you, and no one says it, but everybody expects a lot from you. Everybody expects the big kid to do the big kid thing, and it's hard, because the world's a difficult thing to deal with, and everybody can be very immature sometimes, and you gotta think 10 steps ahead about your life, and you gotta think, if I do this, it won't just affect me, this will affect 15 other guys that are standing behind me, following my role. So you got it's a lot on my shoulders, but yeah.
Now, Coach Vasquez, for you, having somebody as a leader like Isaiah who works his butt off, continues to go the extra mile when maybe his body's starting to say no, what does that say to you about him and the program where it's at right now heading upwards?
So it's really special because you have a senior that is not just a senior, but is talented and does work hard. He's one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around. And I've been around baseball for a long time, and just seeing the hard work that he puts in. But now he's pushing our team. And like I mentioned earlier, we're in a rebuilding zone, which is usually not a good thing for a senior, right? It could be like, oh, wow, well, we're going to start 4 freshmen. We're a private school, so we actually have a couple 8th graders, and we have a 7th grade phenom. So it's hard to be like, okay, it's my senior year, and we're so young. But he's thrown himself in there. Isaiah has thrown himself in there. He's pushed the team. And what he's doing is he's leaving a legacy, right? Because he is teaching these young guys like Victor and like some of our other freshmen that, hey, you need to put the work in now. And Isaiah's done a lot of talking about time, telling the team like, hey, I wish I had 4 years, right? Like what he knows now, he wished he could have put into it 4 years ago and had that same type of wisdom. And so I think the team is taking from his lead, and they're following, and they're working hard. And like I said, we're young, but we're carrying a lot more wisdom because of leaders like Isaiah and Gavin himself, who's a junior, they're teaching the young men how to carry themselves.
So Gavin and Victor, what does it mean to you just to have someone you can look up to and kind of rely on that's on your team, someone you can relate to, someone that's so close to you?
For me, it means a lot because I am the only junior on the team, actually. So if there is no other juniors that join next year, then senior night for me will just be like all mine, I guess. Not in a way, kind of, because I'll be the only senior next year, and so I can really look up to Isaiah, just like mainly see how he does it. Because how he does it, I know will probably be one of the best ways to do it. Because that's just the kind of guy he is. So I really look up to him and to see his actions, see how he does things, see what he does, and just like the type of stuff that he does. If he does it, then I want to try and do that too.
If I want to be like anybody on this team, it's Isaiah, and he's the only person I really compare myself to, if I compare myself to anyone. So, yeah.
Now we look forward towards this season, and for Coach Vasquez, what have you been trying to instill in your team leading up to this? Is there a specific motto you guys have embraced? Is there a specific identity or mentality that you guys have?
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned earlier, our team is built around our faith in Jesus. And so one of the mottos that we have is that we've already won. As a Christian, we feel like Jesus dying on the cross has given us ultimate victory. And so we take that motto and apply it into not just baseball, but it's something that we're going to apply to life. Because in life, there's a lot of adversity, there's things that happen. But when you realize that you've already won, with our faith in Jesus, whatever's thrown at us, any curveball, we can be patient knowing that, hey, we're going to have perseverance, we're going to overcome. And so, yeah, that's our motto, is that we've already won. We've already won. And I remind them all the time when it's tough. Last year, I took over as an interim coach. It was a really tough situation. We lost a coach and that we loved. And so we just kept reminding the team, guys, hey, we've already won. We've already won. And they're personifying that. They're carrying themselves. And by the way, in life, you see a lot of people that kind of take that victimhood. And that mentality really just kind of makes you fall short. And so it's good to remind people that, hey, no, you're not a victim, you're a victor, and especially when you put your trust in Jesus. Amen. So,
For you guys specifically, how do you really take this motto and apply it to not only your everyday life, but how you play on the field?
To me, as the starting pitcher for the team, I can get upset sometimes, like when I'm doing good, and then either I start just walking people, or I give up some hits and some errors and stuff like that. That gets in my head a bit, but I have learned to like control that, and I've learned to just use that to try and make myself better. On the mound, I just pray that I can just do the best I can, and I can just really help the team as much as I can because that's all I'm trying to do, just help the team. So when I'm on the mound, I don't think about anything. I just pray that I can be my best self.
For me, on the field and off the field, I always kind of say to myself, if I can't be 100% in the little things, I'll never be 100% in the big things. A lot of people kind of question my mentality and why I do the things I do. Why I'm so, not aggressive, but intense. Very intense with a lot of the things I do. I'll throw the ball as hard as I can, and I'll swing the bat as hard as I can. I'll speak my truth, and I'll act out my truth, whether people don't like it or they do. And something I like to say to a lot of people is a quote that stuck with me a long time ago was, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best is today." I see a lot of kids, and I see myself sometimes kind of start to give in. Like when it gets tough on the field, we're running, and then those last 2 laps don't look that big of a deal. And for me, at one point I kind of noticed that about myself. Those extra 2 laps, I wouldn't do. And then a couple weeks later, when I had to be on the field running my hardest and I'm out of breath, I think to myself, man, I wish I ran those 2 extra laps. So my mentality changed from, I would try to do 10 laps, and I'm like, am I at 8 or 9? If I lost track, I'm doing an extra 4. I'm doing an extra couple more swings off the tee. I'm throwing that ball an extra 5 more times just to make sure I got what I needed to do and a little bit more. So, on and off the field, it's always 110. You never let up, because you never know when's the next chance you get to really show what you are. You never know it's your last time, especially as a senior this year. Really hoping I can go out with a bang.
Yeah, it was like Isaiah was saying with the extra 2 laps and stuff. It's like always the last moment that counts, because if you stop when it starts to not feel good, then what's the point? Because you can't do anything without perseverance. You have to persevere in life, and you're going to learn that through baseball. You have to persevere when you're feeling nervous and anxious. Like for me, I deal with like a lot of anxiety, especially on the field after I make an error, and I get down on myself. But now I started thinking to myself, it's just a game. It's supposed to be fun. And once I think like that, the double plays become easier, the routine plays, they become easier. All just becomes easy for me. It becomes fun. Like I saw that we were doing like a game the other day, and it was all just fun for me. I was like doing everything routinely, and I wasn't as nervous. So that's like the main thing. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're nervous, and you're gonna make errors. Like I can compare myself. I could be better than someone else. Like talent-wise, I can throw harder than them. I can be more smooth than them, but if I'm nervous and I miss the ball, then what's the point in being able to throw hard and hit hard if you're just going to whiff and miss? So, yeah.
Thinking about being nervous, how you guys do television, let me reverse it on you guys, So, yeah.
It seems to me that talking to you guys, the mentality that you guys have, you seem to have it down pat. A lot of teams throughout high school across the country, they seem to not understand what the mentality is when it comes to baseball, the ups and downs. The fact that you have to keep an even keel mentality even when things are going rough. Yeah. I wanted to talk about the goals you guys have for each other. What is a particular goal that you have in mind for this upcoming year?
So, like you mentioned, baseball is a mental game. It's a game of failure, right? You fail 7 out of 10 times, you're in the Hall of Fame, right? So, and as we mentioned before, baseball is a great teacher for life, just like Victor mentioned and Isaiah. So our goal this year is that we want to get back to winning ways. This team had a tradition of winning. In 2019, actually, they were taken to the state finals and lost in the championship. We're wanting to get back to that winning mentality. And like I mentioned earlier, we've already won, right, through Jesus. So our goal this year is to be above 500 and start competing. We compete in the small school athletic association. So we want to start competing, winning our tournament. Every year we go to a regional tournament. That's our goal this year. And then we want to start competing for state championships down the road as we get better. We have the luxury of time. We're young. And like I mentioned, Isaiah is a senior. He doesn't have the luxury of time, but he's been selfless to pour into us. And so that's our goal. We want to win. We want to have a winning record. But more importantly, we want to have a team that's developed with that winning mindset.
For you, Isaiah, being the captain and Gavin being kind of an unspoken leader and, Victor being a key freshman on this team, how do you guys feel like you contribute to the team to accomplish this overall goal, this united front you guys have on your team?
I guess as the experienced guy, I'm the backbone of the team. I would say that I'm the base, kind of a structure of the team. I portray myself as like kind of like a pillar. So to be seen as something to become, I definitely don't feel that way about myself. Hey, I have my flaws and I have my insecurities and I have my shortcomings, but I realized what I can show is a lot greater than how I feel inside. And I guess it's when you overshoot for something. I feel like I can be that for them, something over the mediocre. I feel like I can represent myself as something great for people to try to catch up to. And I think like that, I drive the team a lot with my mentality. And not even just, not physically, but mentally. I hope I can like give them that mental drive. Just as that older kid, everybody kind of looks up to. I remember being a freshman and looking up to seniors. And I'm like, these are gods among men. I just kind of remind myself of that, and I try to do that for these kids that are younger than me, that are trying to be something.
Yeah, as the starting pitcher on the team, I try and like prepare them for what they will see in the game. So last practice we did a live scrimmage, and I was pitching, and I was facing some 7th and 8th graders that have never really seen as like much velocity and movement. But I didn't care what grade they were in. I was going to try and prepare them for the game. So I was throwing my hardest stuff, my nastiest stuff, to try and prepare them for, hey, the pitcher in the game, they aren't going to go easy on you. So I'm not going to go easy on you in practice. So I really just try to prepare them for, hey, the game's going to be tough. So I want practice to be even tougher than the game, so the game feels easy.
I can vouch for that because I got to play in one of those inner squads, and he threw at my head first pitch. So, yeah.
Who couldn't you strike out, Gavin?
I feel confident that I can strike out anyone on the team.
Love the confidence.
Yeah, a little bit of iron sharpens iron as well. You guys really enjoy your time, really enjoy each other, and I think that's a big aspect to kind of having the brick-by-brick mentality you guys are looking for. So, but thank you guys so much for joining us here today, and good luck this season.
Thank you to our partners and sponsors who made Varsity Sports Nation Baseball, Softball, High School Media Day possible. Powered by Rock Team Sports, the official custom apparel provider of Varsity Sports Nation. Rawlins College Baseball Team. News 6, getting results. Trophy Sports Photos. Calzadia Media. Seminole Baseball Academy. Orange Observer. IOA Insurance Services. Legends on Deck Podcast. Russ Matt Baseball. Prospect Wire. Vertical Rays. And R2 Cares.